Alright, welcome back everyone to this video. Here I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people don't seem to agree with. But I think my opinion makes sense, and I think that a lot of people might not know about my argument yet. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. And it has to do with avoiding impulses. I think that when you do nofap, you should not necessarily have to avoid impulses like arousing pictures of, let's say, a girl in a bikini. And now, a lot of people, I'm not sure if I should say most people, but definitely a lot of people on nofap tend to think the complete opposite. They say, when you do nofap, definitely avoid pictures like this. Don't go to Instagram accounts where, they show pictures of a girl in a bikini or her underwear, whatever. Install these website blockers, so you can't go to the dirty websites, and try to avoid all of these things, because if you see the impulse, if you get the impulse, you get an urge, and then the urge, that is what might make you relapse. And now, before I explain what I think, I'd like to make clear that there is some nuance to this, okay? I fully acknowledge that in our modern lifestyle, we sometimes get bombarded with impulses. And it makes sense, that you might not want to give in to these impulses all the time. You might not want to seek out these impulses. I'm not trying to say that it's a good idea to start watching Instagram models for hours a day. That's not what I'm trying to say. But my point is, I think you should not necessarily avoid impulses either, because when you do nofap, you eventually want to get to the point where nofap feels natural to you and you are in control of your urges. You want to get to the point where, when you get an urge, it's fine. The urge does not necessarily make you relapse, but you can just, get the urge. You can have a natural attraction to women. You can see an attractive woman and then be like, she's attractive. I'm getting an urge. I'm getting aroused. That's fine. That's part of nature. That's completely fine. And I'm in control of the urge. It's nothing that I cannot control. It's nothing that makes me relapse. It's just fine. That is the point you would eventually want to get to in your nofap journey, because that is the only way to actually stick to nofap in the long term. And this is the problem with avoiding the impulses. Because as long as you keep trying to avoid impulses, you are subconsciously telling yourself that you have to avoid the impulses, because the impulse might give you an urge, and the urge is something you cannot control. This is something that makes you relapse, right? And so you are putting yourself in the exact wrong mindset. You are subconsciously starting to convince yourself that you cannot control your urges, and that therefore you need to avoid the impulses. And that's not what you want. What you want is to become in control of the urge. And if you are in control of the urge, there's no need to want to avoid the impulses all the time, because it doesn't matter, because you are in control. So instead of telling yourself that you should install these website blockers and not watch the pictures of the Instagram models, tell yourself that it's fine that the dirty websites exist on the internet. It doesn't matter, because you are someone that does nofap. You are someone that chooses not to watch these websites, right? That's a conscious choice, because you can control yourself and you don't need to install website blockers. Tell yourself that if you watch a picture of a girl in a bikini or her underwear, whatever, there's no need to panic. This might make you a little bit aroused, but that is fine. That is a part of nature. That is healthy. That is an aspect of life you don't want to avoid. It's completely fine to have that urge, and you can be in control of that urge. Tell yourself that. Now again, there is a nuance to this, I'm not trying to tell you that you can do whatever you want and that you can start watching the dirty videos under the excuse that you are training yourself to become in control. Definitely don't do that. You might also not really want to purposely seek out the accounts of these certain Instagram models, and start watching them for like an hour or hours a day. That is also definitely not what you'd want to do. Don't use this thing as an excuse. But my point is, you don't want to necessarily want to avoid impulses either. trying to avoid the urges should not be number one. Number one should be trying to become in control of the urges, because that is the only way that you will stick to nofap in the long run, and that you can actually make your nofap journey bearable. Because as long as you keep stuck in that victim mindset, when you tell yourself that you are not in control, then you will be someone that is not in control. And there is no way that you will make it. Even if you manage to bring up extreme discipline to, not fap anyway, your nofap journey will be miserable. You are just making it hard for yourself, and you will not become happy doing nofap. And that is not what you want. That is not what I want for you. Nofap can be great. Nofap can actually make you feel great, and you can actually enjoy the journey if you try to become in control instead of trying to become the victim. So shift your mindset like that. Now, if you guys like this video, click the like button, leave a comment below, because the algorithm likes that, and then you will be helping my channel out. If you want to help yourself out, then click the subscribe button, because if you are on a nofap journey and you like this video, then you will like my other videos as well. So click the subscribe button so you can see my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.